I am conflicted about this game. It could be that it's the underdog story of a mod that outgrew its origins and competed with the AAA titans, or it could be that the fundamental flaws of its inception never really stopped plaguing it. And what the hell kind of business does it have consuming a month of my life? I guess I better make a video about it. Your first time playing DayZ will be a confusing and frustrating experience. You'll pick a random server and spawn into a hilly landscape, knowing only that your health is draining, you're hungry, thirsty, and the game offers basically zero explanation for how you're supposed to fix any of that. So you push into a random direction, looking for something to eat or drink. Inevitably, you'll stumble onto a town, and towns mean zombies. Of course, at this stage, fighting zombies is just a matter of giving them the old Mike Tyson 1-2. You'll probably get a cut or perhaps even die before working out how to use a bandage. And every death at this early stage brings with it a lesson. Don't fight more than 2 zombies at once. Don't eat the wrong foods. Find safe water. Find the name of the city. Learn Russian. Download a map to your phone. You know, the normal learning curve of gaming. While this trial and error phase feels like stumbling around in the dark and sometimes literally is, there is of course the looming sense that an iceberg of depth lies waiting beneath the surface and that your lack of knowledge is what's truly responsible for your deaths. It feels like the game has layers you'll never fully understand, like there's always one more system you haven't mastered yet. Even now, hundreds of hours later, I only just discovered that you can do a little combat roll when you lay prone and aim a weapon. Useful? Probably not. Fun and interesting? Definitely. Of course, most of the important knowledge comes right after you've died, but that's part of the DayZ charm. You're punished, you learn, and you come back smarter. And for a while, that learning loop feels addictive in the same way that all of the best survival games do.
Oh god, I'm actually relying on it.
I'm gonna chuck a grenade in this pot, see what it does when it's hot.
A fragmentation grenade in the fucking pot.
A few moments later.
Do you guys remember The Walking Dead, where Rick Grimes would ask his 3 questions to ascertain people's intentions? He'd ask, how many people have you killed? How many walkers? Fuck, I messed that up.
How many walkers have you killed? How many people have you killed? Why?
And then he just did whatever he wanted anyway. Well, DayZ's PvP follows its own set of rules, best articulated by a Reddit post that I read a few weeks ago and can't find. The post read something like this. If you meet someone and they don't have a mic, kill on sight, you can't trust them. If you meet someone who has a mic but they don't speak your language, kill on sight, you can't trust them. But if you meet someone who has a mic and speaks your language, kill on sight, you still can't trust them. So after fumbling through the game alone for a few days, stalking and fighting every other player I came across, it was a surprise to me when I met another player who not only had a mic and spoke English, but also seemed pretty chill. Enter Rooster, another Aussie who had downloaded the game only minutes before I ran into him. The tipping point for when the interrogation became conversation with Rooster was when he said that all he knew was what he'd seen in old Soviet Wumble videos, and I was sold. I too was a connoisseur of the old bullshittery series, and thus, a friendship was born. I taught Rooster the ropes, how to loot, how to cook, how to fight zombies, navigate the menus, and find water. So at this point, we'd been playing together for about 2 hours, and I was planning to log off. The way logging off works in DayZ, you sit still for a few moments and then vanish from the server. When you log back in, you return to the same spot, despite the world continuing on around you. Hi there, Future Wrath here. Now I had this whole suspenseful story planned about how Rooster and I got caught by a swarm, trapped inside, and it was dramatic and suspenseful, and all of my footage is corrupt. So what you're going to have to do is bear with me for the next minute while I use whatever I can to visualize the events. If you're a DayZ video purist, feel free to jump forward to the next section. Otherwise, thank you. This moment was the last moment I saw or heard from Rooster, my ally, before I combat logged. With him gone and presumed dead, what was I to do? But I began to feel guilt. Did I leave him? Did I leave him to die? I, the more experienced player, left my new friend to die. In an attempt to check in on Rooster, I reviewed the footage. and found his exact gamer tag and added him on PSN. Hey mate, I'm sorry I lost you in that swarm. I'm done for the night, but it could be cool to play together again tomorrow. Luckily Rooster told me he had actually survived. And while Rooster and I would eventually reunite, it would be a far greater journey than either of us could have expected. Now all of this sounds pretty compelling so far, but I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the copious amount of bugs, glitches, and performance problems that still plague the game to this day. For every emergent survival moment, there's a bug waiting around the corner to pull you right back out of that immersion. What? An early lesson for all DayZ veterans is to place items into your hand before placing them on the ground, else risk them vanishing entirely. There is a chance that an item is simply placed somewhere weird in your vicinity, but other times, it's just gone. By virtue of said poor optimization, everyone has a form of inconsistent X-ray vision. This can dox a player who should otherwise, by all accounts, be completely hidden. It's not even limited to spawning in. Sometimes if you turn around too fast, you'll trigger X-ray like a superhero who accidentally turned on their powers because they were dizzy. These bugs are so prevalent in-game that learning to manage and manipulate them is practically part of the learning curve. The pop-in of distant trees and buildings renders camouflage and the ghillie suit mostly useless. Right, so just quickly, answer me this. What's the point of a ghillie suit? Right, to blend in with the grass, correct. How can you do that when there is no grass? Frame rates plummet, zombies fly off into the sunset, and everything is held together by the hopes and dreams of the devs. Of course, this is all forgivable for a 2013 mod of a military sim, but is it forgivable for a standalone game in 2025? Who knows? Stop asking me hard questions. I'm just making a video because I want to. I'm moving on.
Misinput, calm down! You calm the fuck down! There's a misinput!
DayZ has no goal, no endgame, no final boss, no winning. So what's the point? Why do people play for a dozen hours, let alone the 5,000 hours or whatever people on Reddit do these days? Well, the answer is actually hidden in the story that I told earlier about meeting Rooster. The point is whatever objective you set for yourself in the moment.
Hey, you want to drag race up this road? Alright, ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Initially, your goals will be simple. Learn the game, try to explore, and head inland. But once you've got the basics covered, that's when it gets interesting. In this intermediate stage of knowledge, good enough to know how to survive the basics, not good enough to entirely rise above the common challenges. By the time I'd met Rooster, I was in this phase, and my objective changed from find food and weapons to try to reconnect with my newfound friend. This goal led me all over the coast, as Rooster kept dying before I could get to him. On this journey, I ran into another friendly player named Nat, who agreed to journey with me to save Rooster. Nat and I ran together for hours as we closed in on the once again dying Rooster. But after our initial separation had turned into a several-day-long journey, I'd finally found him.
I mean, he's been playing for like 5 hours without me, so I don't really know what tech and stuff he's got now.
Oh, look, there's a
Oh, I
silo
see him.
there.
I see him.
He's on top.
He's on the roof. He said he was in the green jacket.
I'll check,
Rooster!
real quick.
Marty! Alex! Marty! Oh, Marty! Alex?
So,
Rooster.
who is your friend?
What's up, bro?
Hello. I am the incompetence.
I'm the same too, bro.
From here, our trio pushed inland, raided the airbase, got a few cars running, and after we got the cars, we found a little hideaway in the hills to call home. During this time, we encountered many setbacks. Rooster died to a pack of zombies, Nat died to a disease, we got jumped looting Tizzy, and even I would eventually fall to a couple of random tier 2 players who got the jump on me, which I forgot to record because I was so devastated. No matter how mighty we felt, the game would remind us that there was a very thin separation between life and death. If you lose that gunfight, run out of food, or succumb to a disease, everything you've worked for will be gone. All of the little goals you pursue, the ammo you search for, and the resupply of bandages, the fuel for your car, every objective is underscored by this impermanence. Other players are out there, and they want your stuff. The summary of those self-made goals and the trials you face along the way, that's the point of DayZ. Not an end screen or the boss fight or winning. It's the stories you scrape together between the deaths. That's what keeps people coming back.
Easy. Hey.
You said you're gonna die anyway. We're helping you.
Okay. Give me a one shot. Let's go.
Okay, ready? Sorry, that was. Sorry, I'm not very good.
So after all, I think it's fair to say the true DayZ was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, I do think the only way we do this is together. So if we're not all on, we don't do it.
Agreed.
Sweet.
Like this is the squad. This is what we have to do. Hi, we have a lot of food.
All right, boys. Best of luck.
We will see you on the coast.
DayZ is clunky, frustrating, and deep as hell. Its emergent gameplay, survival systems, and player-driven objectives all collide to create moments you just can't find anywhere else. Even in 2025, this decade-old zombie mod still has very little quite like it. Although I've grown tired of the game now, it did remind me of another game that I played recently, another atmospheric third-person shooter with proxy chat called Ark Raiders. I was lucky enough to be part of the tech test back at the start of May, and I'm absolutely hooked. If you're interested in seeing more videos like this or following the launch of Ark Raiders, make sure to subscribe. That way, future you can enjoy the same quality content without having to search for it. Trust me, future you is lazy and doesn't want to have to search for their videos. Just subscribe now. And that's it. That's the video. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. This was actually my first ever time appearing on camera, so technically a face reveal. What did you think? Not of my face, but of the video itself. Did you like it, fall asleep, enjoy it? Why not leave a comment down below? Anyway, that's all I have for now. Feel free to jump into one of the other videos that are on screen now. I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye bye, driver.